What is up, everybody? It's your boy Andy Arts, and today I want to talk about improving your art because I had a bit of a milestone, I guess you could say, a bit of a milestone, and I'm very proud of the work that I had done recently, and really want to share with you guys. So here we go, man. So recently I've done some artwork that I'm quite proud of. And it's the artwork that you see here in the video, the speed paint of the Powerpuff Girls anime version. Teenagers actually. So it's the Powerpuff Girls anime teenagers. Yes. Hopefully, I'll send a letter to Cartoon Network. Maybe they'll animate it in, or the creator of the Powerpuff Girls will let me make an anime version of it. Who knows? The future's unwritten, right? Anyways, so um, yeah. So how to improve your art? And here's the key takeaway because if you see the original artwork that I did for the Powerpuff Girls anime version, which is right here, right? If you take a look at that artwork, it is pretty good, but it has a lot of issues that I've been trying to solve and trying to improve on. Which is, and the first one is lighting. Well, lighting. Well, the shadows, and back then I wasn't good at lighting, so I would say that I've definitely improved a lot. And then if you look at the after, the second version I've done, I am really happy with this because I've really been studying shadow. I've really been studying lighting. After taking so many, a couple of courses with Colossal, I believe that I really improved enough to, kind of show off a little bit. Just show off a little bit. Um, and yeah, so let me tell you what are the key, how I improve my art, and what are some key points that some key takeaways that you can use for yourself. And the first one, after taking Colossal courses, the first one is the idea, right? Is the idea, whether, the type of scene you're gonna do, the poses, how you're gonna get people's attention. All right, so you need to plan this out. When you're making an art piece or a character design or whatever, so you have to think of the idea first. You need to have the idea in your mind. Um, you know, what pose is the character going to be in? What's the scenery? Is there going to be a sunset in the background? Is there going to be a city? The idea comes first, so make sure you brainstorm the idea first, right? So that's pretty simple. But some people just kind of start drawing, and I guess they, kind of, they're more spontaneous. They just kind of like, figure things out as they go along. That doesn't work for me because then I get lost, and if I don't know what I'm doing, I don't finish, honestly. And the second thing is using references. And this goes with the first one. So in order to once you get an idea of what you want, you gotta start, looking up references. So in this case, with the Powerpuff Girls anime version that I did here, um, reimagining the Powerpuff Girls. Of course, I worked off the original, right? But this time, what I did, I actually looked up real clothing and how it would look on them. How it would look. How would Buttercup look with a button of leather jacket. And I added more details to the skirt, so it's like a leather skirt or like a jean skirt. I added more details and really just went in. And then Blossom, I redesigned the bow on her head because I looked up exactly how a bow is supposed to look like, right? For Bubbles, I redesigned her entire outfit, right? I gave her kind of like a I guess like a collar cut sweater shirt, right? And like a plaid skirt. I mean, she's very pretty, very pretty. I'm really glad with the design that I came up with Bubbles. So using references, I said that I definitely improved on what I was doing. And then Blossom, I kind of still gave her that that suspender skirt type of look to make it look like a smart girl. I don't know. I envision girls with suspenders to be kind of intelligent. I don't know why, but anyway. So the third thing is anatomy. So I mean, again, I say that I've definitely improved on my anatomy. I've been studying a lot of it, trying to get it right, trying to make sure that is accurate, as accurate as it can be. Because one of the flaws that I have with anatomy is that when I do an anatomy piece, and I'm studying anatomy or I'm drawing a character, usually the head is much bigger than the body. And that's not a bad thing depending on your art style, but because I'm going for more semi-realistic animated art style, it tends to come out that way. So, you know what I mean? It just tends to come out that way. Just big head, small body doesn't always look great. Yeah, so the anatomy, studying anatomy, and one of the best ways to study anatomy, when you take art classes in college, I feel like I don't really learn anything just looking at something and drawing it. Yeah, you kind of build like muscle memory, but you also need to study how is it that the body works. Why does the what is the distance between the rib cage and the pelvic area exactly? Doing these types of measurements kind of helps you, draw out the draw out the human anatomy much better once you start kind of like analyzing these things. But if you're just kind of like drawing it, trying to be spontaneous with it, you don't really like learn anything, right? So you really start to narrow down the human figure, the collarbone, the pelvic. By the way, did you know that your head actually fits inside your pelvic? Your no, not your pelvic. Your head fits inside your rib cage. So that's a key takeaway. That was a very important thing I learned, and I'm really glad. And I'm really glad because just little things like this is very important, and also like the pelvic area with the females, because with the men it's kind of blocky, but with the females it's more curvy. You gotta pay more attention how the body curves down there. So these little things are very important to study. Just study them one by one, just in your sketchbook. So anatomy is very important to improve the quality of your art. The second thing is shadow and lighting, right? Shadow and lighting, where to cast the shadows. If you're drawing shadows on clothing, like how do you know how to color the wrinkles or clothing folds? I've used to have a lot of trouble, coloring clothing folds, but now not really, right? I've learned to use like two, three different colors in the shadows, just to make it look more, to make it pop out more. It's actually become fun. Drawing shadows has actually become fun, and I've actually do enjoy it. And in the lighting, one of the things that I've kind of been enjoying lips on females because I love how glossy lips look. Right, glossy lips are has become one of my favorite things to do, next to like drawing the hair. Right, the glossiness of the lips. That's kind of I started picking up all these ideas on how to draw lighting, right? Like and where the light, how does light look when it hits the skin? How does light look when it hits, I don't know, like cotton fabric or leather jacket, right? So you have to study these things. So there's different types of like physical material that you need to study when it comes to coloring. For example, leather. How does light reflect on leather? How does light reflect on skin? How does light reflect, let's say if your character is wearing metal armor like in the medieval times? These little things are very important. Are they wearing kind of like a silky type of material? That's gonna reflect light as well too. So you have to think about these things when you're drawing, and that actually it helps you have knowledge about the materials that your characters are wearing, so that then you can draw them accordingly. So yeah, so shadow and lighting, very important. How is light supposed to look on the skin, and exactly how much light is it, right? It also depends on the intensity of the light. These things, you gotta study these things one by one, and you guys will get it. You guys will get it. Shadow and lighting. But one of the ways to make your drawings look realistic is really to understand shadow and lighting. Once you understand that, once you start adding real tones to the skin, to the clothing, to the hair, to the eyes of your character, every part of your character, once you understand lighting, then a lot of things start to make sense, and your art will look more realistic. Trust me. And I'm gonna leave it there. So to sum it up, to make your art, to improve the quality of your art, it is the idea, using references, in studying anatomy, and shadow, and lighting. And yeah, that's how I've improved my art over the last year since I started this YouTube channel. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Whatever your thoughts are, make sure to comment below. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for future notifications. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. It's your boy Andy Arts. Godspeed, baby.